I just started this, and I'm already in the middle of a session here with Kronk because, and this thing is confused. No, because when I use D7738 with B1150, that is when it crashes. So it looks like some stuff was moved around, but let me let's try something then. Added 2 new fields. Let's change the structure layout. These are my bindings for doesn't include these fields. Okay. So I'm gonna send this to Ron. Let's add some stuff here. Okay, from the agent. Yeah, Max, don't do it. All right, let me just add this stuff to this. Max, why do you always wait until the show starts to? I don't know why Ron said his test didn't fail.
What's going on here?
And branch still does not have the fix. So now we know. Oh, okay. So Llama released B7738,
Okay.
which essentially made these changes. And what I don't understand is why the Cronk APIs don't sort of blow up because of it. But I'm just adding this information to the to this issue that I started for Ron. That way he's got some information here. And just tell him I updated. Okay, so what's happening is, let me add this comment. Just tell him, okay. Add notes from the agent for the problem in the issue. But essentially, yeah.
Well,
But
so
I think he knows about it. Okay, so this is what happened. And I sorry he was jumped right into the show here. But let's look at everybody here. Last night, Llama CPP released 7338. 7338 made some changes to the basically the multimodal APIs. This is
okay.
the problem when you're running on the freaking edge.
Yeah, you're on
Okay.
the edge.
And when they made those API changes, what happened is it basically broke some bindings that Zima has to make these calls.
Yeah.
So this is the details on basically what happened. And so right now, Cron can only work on 737 until I can get a new version of Yzma. Now, that was potentially a blessing in disguise, because what I did today was added to the defaults package this lib version, where project wide you can specify the versions that you want to use.
Okay.
Now you can override it, you can set a cronk or sort of return. Now I hard coding B7737 in there right now because at this point that's the only version that works.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll sort of return here, unless you override it or we set it. But once Ron gives me a new version, I'll just make that empty again. We'll be fine. So what I need to do now is validate that this little change works. So I had hard coded this number sort of in a whole bunch of places, and I'm not worried about documentation and stuff like that. But okay, so we missed it for start. Yeah, so this is why I just did this, right? So I told it to make these changes, but I guess it missed it. Add new. Yeah. So let's just double check. I hard coded that in here too, just so you can override it. But now what I can do is keep it like this. I'm going to get rid of, oh, this is what on run. Okay. This was a lib version, right? But ideally now, this needs to be defaults dot lib version. That way, if it's empty, it will use what I've sort of hard coded in there.
Okay.
At this point. And then where else? What is this start? Oh, that's for the API test. So I'm going to do the same thing here. We're going to use the defaults dot defaults dot lib version with no override here. And then I just got to make sure that everything's using this version right now throughout the entire project. So defaults dot lib version with no override, and we do it again, and then we've got the default, which is the only place I want to see this. This is JavaScript stuff. Okay, so now ideally with this change in place gives us the ability to sort of hard code as a default what we need here. I'm going to just make sure these tests work, and then if these tests work, we'll be able to move on with the show. But this was like, this is what happens when you live on the edge, man.
This happened yesterday.
I think I fixed everything I could find. Oh, Florin's badass, bro. I don't care what anybody says. He's making fixes on the ISMA side. He's telling me, oh, by the way, we got parallel batch inferencing working in the product now.
Oh wow, that was fast.
Oh, dude, we got like 20%. We got like 20 tokens per second faster.
Just with that, wow.
Hold on one second while I spill it. No, you have no idea. So I went through the code, right? We wrote the example code.
Yep. We're both in the same boat right now.
Yeah, but I'm on the end of it. I'm on the end of this call. You're on the beginning.
Yeah.
So, look, test batch inference with 4 concurrent requests. So essentially, what that code does is it sits on a timer loop, and as the requests come in, it adds the requests to a batch, and then when the timer hits, it takes. Now I've set it up to only have only run 2 at a time.
Oh, okay. Like
so, it gets queued up. We pull 2 at a time. But that number is configurable, okay? And you start doing 2 inference calls in parallel. I can make that 4. Like, it's just about memory right now, right? But 2, fine. So instead of doing 1 at a time, we're now doing 2 at a time. But what's interesting is this new code is also more efficient than the old code. So you're still getting some performance benefits from, we'll have to draw it out so you can see it.
But you're still like if you were to up it from 2, let's say, to 4, if you had the memory,
Now
you
you
would
can do
probably get even
4.
faster.
Yeah, it's just if you have the memory, now you can do 4 requests come in, 4 of them can be processed in parallel at the same time, and it comes back out. It's funny when I do it in the little test examples, because all the text is all intermixed because it's all,
Yeah.
um, but we'll map it out. I just want to make sure all this works. So you can see these tests also run a little faster on the code. I still have the old code path. So the way I had the agent do it is I said, you leave the old code path alone, and we'll create this new code path for,
Okay.
because the vision stuff, which is something else I want to work on today, the MTMD, the multimodal stuff, still has to use the old code path right now.
Okay.
And I enhanced the embedding stuff too, so it's a little faster. So that from that little program we wrote yesterday under examples, okay, this just worked. So what I'm going to do is save this. Fixing to use a specified version of Llama CPP. All right. I haven't done a release in a while. I wanted to do a release yesterday, but then this happened. And this, okay, what's going on here? Git push origin bill. Okay, the one thing I learned with these agents is when you have a version that works, commit it.
Yeah.
That way you can roll back, because I had when I was doing this yesterday, I made a mistake with the way I was doing some cleanup in the example program,
Okay.
and it was causing some crashes. At some point, I had it working,
Yeah.
and then it was failing, and the agent didn't realize I had made that one change. It wasn't its fault. I must have spent $10 for no reason. I had to manually roll that back, which sucked, because if I had a commit,
Yeah, you could have just.
I could have just went by and said, let's start again from this point.
Yep.
So it is so important that once you have something working at any level, that you create a commit for it, so
That's
you have a
great.
rollback point if things are going bad.
That's bit me a couple times.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, dude, this is a new icon. What is this?
Remote Explorer.
Oh, for one of my clients now, I get to use code spaces.
Oh.
That's something new. I don't know. I haven't played with all that yet. But code spaces lets me basically take a repo and work with it locally, even though it's sort of a remote repo. I never clone it on my machine,
Oh,
but I
okay,
can use
okay.
VS Code to interact with it. So that's what so big companies with all the privacy and security don't want you cloning code on your local machine.
Oh, okay, so you
So
have
you
to sort of
work with it over this networking protocol somehow, but you get
That's
to stay in
interesting.
VS Code.
That's
I
cool.
don't know if it puts anything on. I don't know what it puts on disk, but apparently your code doesn't go on disk. So you can probably work out of a container or something, up in the cloud, and that's your file
And
system.
you're just remoting into it. Okay,
Yeah, I
that
don't
makes
know
sense.
enough, but it feels like you're working on your local. Florin figured out how to get all that working.
Does it feel like laggy? Like, do you feel a difference?
I'm only using it for code review right now, and I just got it working yesterday, so I haven't even really played with it. It took a little bit to get a repo set up, but I got to do more code review on that client project. So I will give you an answer.
That would be pretty cool to see how like the latency is. I mean, if you're remoting in somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you hit Control S, is probably where you would maybe feel it.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
so okay, so I said I was going to diagram what we were doing here.
Mhm.
So I took this program and I worked with the agent yesterday to integrate this into the product now. So under SDK, Cronk model, this is our core package that does everything. You now see a batch.go file. But if I go into chat for a second, what you see is this is our normal chat path, like do a chat. This is what the server uses. This is what SDK uses. And what you'll see here is essentially this right here. So if right now we're doing text, okay, we always have a batch engine. So I don't know why I gotta ask. We're gonna ask the agent this. I don't think I need this. But if we're doing text now, we go through this path, or we go through the original path that we had. We still have to do this for media and things like this.
Got it.
But like, let's just start a new. Yep. And after my conversation with Kevin yesterday, we call this Dave now.
Dave.
So,
Oh
hey,
yeah,
Dave.
the name.
I am curious if there is ever a situation where is true or is false in this code path. And you know me, I always like to give it,
No.
right? And then line like 82.
See, what I feel like AMP is missing is
I'm sure I don't have to do that, but why have it
no,
work?
because it's whatever you have currently selected, it's already putting it there.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you wanted multiple files, you would need to do what you're doing.
I just like to be as clear as possible so it does the
Yeah.
least amount of work, especially since I'm paying for it.
So, like in
And that's been
Cursor,
effective.
if you right click that, it'll say add file to chat, and it'll do that part for you. So it's like a quick.
But I never noticed that chat go 82 there. So
Mhm.
maybe if I had multiple files and selections, let's test that in a second.
Maybe, yeah.
So it's saying that, yes, look at model go line 141. Oh, that's the wrong model deco. 3147. Ah, if there's a project file, we don't create it. Right. Okay. Okay, cool, Dave. Thanks. Okay. So there's a situation, right? It may be a project file. If it equals nil, no. All right. If we don't have it. So that's interesting, right? So that's interesting to me then. I think it's a good safeguard to have anyway to check both at this point. But because we're going to be making some changes here. So that's fine. I don't care. Like one could argue that. Let's just keep it. Okay, but so this is the new fast parallel path, and then this is that, right?
Okay.
And we can't use it with imaging. But it's some of the work I wanted to do today. I don't know if Yzma has everything it needs to do it. We're going to find out. But it added this batch function, and it had to take some code reuse out of the single path, right? Single threaded path, which bothers me a little bit. But if I can get the media stuff to work, then I don't need two paths. I just have
Yeah,
one
you
path.
just have one path to
So
simplify
yeah,
everything.
so I haven't like cared too much yet. But there is a cool the process loop function is, and I learned about something called signal-based wake. So I had the agent write this big comment. So my first version was polling at a fixed interval, which is what we do in the example. So in the example, let's find the polling. System process loop. So what's happening is this, okay? Let's keep that up as well. And let's bring in our Excali draw. I don't need you for a second. All right. So that was today, right?
Yeah, so that
Which
was
is fine. And
Tuesday.
now what we can do is not just say today. What we can do is call it, what did I call it? We called it the sequential path.
Okay,
I like that, right?
that's nice.
Yeah. In fact, let's bring this back up for a second. Maybe we call this
Sequential.
yeah. How cool would that be?
Nice.
Yeah, right? So we call this the sequential path, right? Did I spell sequential right?
Yep.
Okay. So this is the sequential path, right? And we still have this in place primarily right now because of
Vision.
multimodal stuff, which is vision and audio and things like that.
Okay.
Okay. Then now, what we call this now is we have this batch engine, but why did because this is the highlighted thing, right? If I go here, it should come in here. Okay. What we call this side now was the parallel inference.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going to be the parallel inference path here, right? Sequential. Maybe we call this sequential inference. I should capitalize that, shouldn't I? Inference. And we have a parallel inference, right? Let me just do this for a second. Which now I wonder, yeah, I like the idea of chat requests. I don't have to say anything else. Okay, so this is what we had yesterday or Tuesday, right? Sequential inference.
Yep.
Today, only the multimodal is being used for this. The embed API actually has its own sort of path, which is interesting. So this really was sort of silly to put here. Why did I draw this line here yesterday?
It was because you would have a different instance of Croc API.
Different instance, right? So different model, right?
Yeah.
So let's just say chat API, be a little more accurate here. So, right? So different model.
Yep.
Maybe you just say model A, model B, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's just do this for a minute. So you have your model A, your model B, and they run in their sort of single instance here, right? Everybody's got to take a turn. In fact, this isn't even a good diagram of that because honestly, this can't be running at the same time this one can be running, right? If we really wanted to sort of show this, right? They essentially get
more like a queue, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's more like
they're waiting in line.
More like a queue, right? So you have to wait in line to get your turn to essentially go.
Which makes more sense with like the sequential
idea.
Yeah.
So let's just fix that. All right. I can even fix all this, just make it look uniform. And let's take this. So while we're here. Okay, so this is sort of what's happening, right? All of this is just, they all got to just sort of get in line and they all have to wait for their turn. And then these requests are coming in and they're taking their turn here. And I can even just sort of fix that here. And we know what these are here. In fact, probably don't even know. We know we're doing a request, right? It's some chat model there. So just move that over. And we just even this out. Okay, so look. Yeah. Why? Why? Like, why do you have to do that to me while I'm trying to just keep this clean and while we talk about it? Like, give me a break. Okay, so this is what we have today, right? Well, at least this is what we had on Tuesday. And we still have this path. We need this path. We're not going to get rid of this path. Or at least I want to get rid of this path. I just can't right now because of the multimodal stuff, which is imaging, audio models, things like that. But essentially, we can only do one at a time and we wait. Now what we have is the parallel inference, but this is
Text. Yep.
Text only right now. All right. And then what happens here is a bunch of requests are going to come in. And maybe the best way to sort of show this is this way. So a bunch of requests come in, right?
Okay. Yep.
Into the system. So they're all sort of flowing in. It's hard to let's just say they're coming in really fast here. So they're all coming in and they're being routed. Now, what we've done is we've created this thing called a batch engine.
Yep.
All right. And what the batch engine does, at least right now, there's a configuration parameter. That new configuration parameter is called, you got to remember, Bill, to be on this side when you open something up. That's going to be this new value called nmax sequences. This will determine how many, in our case, requests are going to be batched together at a time.
Okay. So it's kind of like the batch size.
It's right. So right now we're going to say that n sequence max equals 2. Okay. N sequence max equals 2. So then what does that mean? What it means is the batch engine, as these come in, okay, they get queued up into the batch engine.
Yeah.
So if we were to look at the batch, or we look at chat right here, what do you see there? You see a submit job.
Yeah.
So we create a job related to each one of these requests, and we essentially add it to a channel request queue.
Okay.
Okay. So what you can imagine is as these requests come in, all right, they're being placed on that's the best way to sort of, a channel queue. All right. So they're all being placed into this channel queue. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move this down a little bit. And the batch engine owns the channel queue.
Okay.
So let's just put all this sort of.
So it's more like, yeah, like it's
right, some containment there, right? With n, in our case, sequence, what was it again?
Max.
Max equaling 2, okay? So we have this. I hate when things don't scroll when you want them to scroll. Just listen to me, man. If you just listen to me, everything will be good. So we have this, right?
Yep.
Now, this is the channel queue. Now, at some point, we have our processing loop, okay? Here's our processing loop. And what it's going to do is, at some point, it's going to wake up. This is a polling mechanic, really.
Okay.
Okay. And it's in a loop, and it's basically stuck on three different channels. Now, when we submit the job, we're submitting it, remember, to this channel here, right? Request queue.
Okay. Yep.
So this is a receive. If we receive a job, then it looks like we take that job and looks like we put it right back in queue. Now, we move the job for fill slots to handle incorrect order after batch clear before go. I don't understand that. We're going to have to ask more questions about that. We're not being asked to shut down, but eventually the timer goes off. Now, the timer is set to a 5 milliseconds. So in the other loop, it was 1 millisecond. And I was always asking the engine, I feel like it's like burning CPU. And they're like, yeah, that you could feel like you're burning CPU, but what this does is it allows it to somehow be a little bit more event driven.
Okay.
So when the timer goes off, we look to see if we have any requests. if we have some active slots, because we need slots in order to process things. And if the answer is true, then we essentially process a batch.
Okay.
Now, it looks like we're passing a buff of 32,000 bytes. And now what happens is the process loop processes a batch. Now, it's supposed to only do n. We got to see where that sort of comes in. But clear batch, add tokens for active slots, check, n tokens, add batch. This is like, starts to get beyond my pay grade here. But this is supposed to wake up but I don't see where it's only doing 2 at a time. So we're going to ask the agent here how it's only this one. This is really weird to me. So when I push something new in, it's going to get it.
But it's getting it, but then putting it back in.
I feel like this is going to be in some endless loop, isn't it?
What? Yeah,
yeah, let's ask it what that's doing. That must be part of this algorithm that is there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So looks like the code I highlighted is essentially in sort of endless loop of receiving and sending. Can you explain to me how this signal-based wake loop works? All right.
So that's the signal or signal
Call it a signal-based
wake.
wake algorithm. This must be the signaling here. The receive then send pattern is intentional. The loop needs to wake up immediately when a job arrives, right? If not, it's waiting on the timer always, even
Okay,
if it's
yeah.
1 millisecond,
And that makes it slow.
right? Well, even 1 millisecond was probably enough. I added complexity here, probably I didn't need. So wait, me on the job. So, but fill slots called inside process batch must run after batch clear to reset state. If you handle the job directly, you'll process it out of order. So the solution: receive a job from the rest queue, wakes up the go routine instantly, requeue the same job back in, reset timer to 0, immediately triggers. Oh, that immediately triggers the timer. Okay. This will.
Because without it, it would always be waiting the full timer. So this
Yeah.
is basically like a okay, you have something.
Ah. So that wake up the go routine instantly. This will immediately trigger the timer. So when we come back in the loop, ideally, this one would ideally fire. This one might fire again, but that would fire. Then we do the process batch.
So when it resets, it goes to this case now.
Well, there's something you have to know about this select case. Every time you enter it, these cases are randomly ordered.
Okay.
There's no real ordering here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance that this signal is hot and this signal is hot. If this randomly ends up being in front, this could hit twice before we get here.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't matter because this was just waking it up anyway.
Yeah.
So who cares, right?
Okay.
Okay. So that's all fine, right? Now, the timer-based flow ensures consistent state machine ordering, clear, fill, decode, sample. The requeue trick converts an immediate wake signal into a normal processing path without duplicate log. So we could literally not have to wait a millisecond. We can wait sub-millisecond time here. But if there's nothing going on, we're not burning the CPU for no reason. We're doing it every, say, 5 milliseconds
It'll
instead
wait
of
the
that.
interval. Yeah. Okay.
Now, that's pretty cool, right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the other thing I'm confused about now is I don't see, let's see something here. The fill slot is the next thing that happens there. But okay, so process batch, we clear the batch. With the slots, oh, I think the slots, okay, let me ask. Does this, okay, let's find where the slot is constructed.
Right. There's slot.
Slots.
There.
Slots is n slots, okay. I'm just curious. N slots is done there with an n slots number. Where do we get the n slots number from? Ah, there it is. See that? Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
So what happens is that this n sequence max number represents the number of slots. So
Okay.
whatever number is larger, this one or 1. So now what happens is we get into our process loop, and at some point we're going to get to this function process batch, and it's going to iterate that many slots times.
Got it. Okay.
And when that happens, I was looking for this because we have to receive on this again. There it is, fill slots. And we'll do 2 receives. So we'll pull 2 jobs off the queue. Now, the other thing I'm interested in actually is what is the size of, how is this channel being constructed? Slots times 2. So in our case, it's going to be 4, which means that when we're submitting jobs to the request queue, that call is going to block, right? So if we come back here and we do a submit, we're only going to take 4 at a time. So this will have to wait, and you'll wait to get a slot in there up to done amount of time. So again, as long as we're processing fast, this submit won't necessarily time out. Now we're passing in with the, wait a second. When we create the job, we have our context there. So we have how long you were willing to wait for this to sort of happen, and that would be the same thing. Okay, so I think we now understand a few more things here. So we have a channel queue, right? And that queue ends up really being, right, sequence, I'll just throw it, n sequence max times 2, right? Because that's what we saw on that code.
Yep.
So in our case, that would be 4. All right, so we got essentially 4 jobs that come in representing like a request in the system, right? Then what happens here is in the process loop, we take these 2 jobs, right, off the queue.
Okay. Yep.
And then we're able to process this in parallel with the one go routine. We'll double check that. So then we get one go routine essentially that performs the sort of the inference. So come back here. We have the submit. We've got the process loop. We've got our process batch. All right. We add that to our batch. We fill our slots, and then we start to decode, and then come into process slot tokens, and it's all that code that you saw before.
Yeah.
Right. And all that is happening on a single now sort of go routine in an efficient way. But then the data comes back out, from a slot perspective. But whatever. This is what we're at a high level. This is sort of what we've got going on now.
Which it looks kind of similar to how that looks in a way.
Yeah.
Except that it's just doing 2 at a time now.
We're able to do 2 at a time now instead of just 1.
Or and however much
right.
memory you have.
Yeah. How much parallelism do you sort of that you need? But even those APIs ended up being like so much faster anyway than what I had originally. So it was kind of wild. So we got this working now, which is pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. But we couldn't get it. I have to ask the agent again because it made it sound like we weren't able to do this with multimedia, but I think we can. I wrote some notes, so we're gonna look at that. But that was good sort of exercise to go through. I also enhanced the embedding side.
Okay.
So now I can handle a batch of things that you want to embed. Right? You've seen that before. And then the engine or the APIs that we're doing can just do that a little bit more efficiently too. So we but I couldn't go too crazy here because the embedding doesn't really support the slots and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
But we have some stuff. And then the tests that we now have can validate that these vectors are normalized properly, which thank God I had because we had some other bugs there. Okay, so let me run the test. We didn't change anything really, did we? Let me see here. Added some comments.
Yeah.
I called that sequential chat request. And we called it. Okay, so let me just commit these changes then to our branch here. Really, Max? Kevin and I are both sick. Apologize, but it is what it is. We gotta blow our nose every once in a while. Just get up and go. Okay, so just some comments. Okay, Max. I gotta go in there and stop him. He saw a cat.
He's protecting the house.
Hold on. Max! Get out of there. Get out of here. Dumb dog. And then he'll go up to the cat and he doesn't care. So I don't understand it. So I just don't understand it. All right. So, okay. This is beautiful. And these tests are running at least with B7737. So till I can get the Ron fix in. But that's fine. The changes I made allow us to continue to work. Okay. So let me update my AMP. Always has updates or something. Okay. So let's go to the roadmap for a second. So I added this section for multimodal for images, right? And I had talked to the agent yesterday. Oh, there's other optimizations we can do. I'm just afraid to make the code any more complex than it is. Okay. So I had asked it if it can do multimodal for images, and it gave me this information. We're going to ask the agent. I'm going to start a new thing here. So let's see here. Okay. Hey, Dave. I had asked you yesterday if we could support multimodal for the images and audio path. This is what you told me. Please review that and let's maybe write a small example program that proves this, but just okay. But for now, let's plan out some steps. Okay. This idea of writing a sample program, this is how I always worked, right? Give me a sample program.
Yeah.
Let's analyze it. Then let's see how we can integrate that back into the product. And then let's review that code and improve it. And I have the tests. But what was so brilliant is that because of the architecture of the model having the APIs, everything else just sort of worked. Though I did get to rip out some of the extra concurrency on the Kronk side because I didn't need the extra, well, I kept it anyway, but if we look at chat here, right, I still have my sort of streaming function here that does an initial, like, here's your core Go routine. But did I still do the acquire? I thought we got rid of, I have to, we got to double check this. I thought I might have gotten rid of this because, or you know what it is? I think I'm using, you don't pass that in anymore. This field controls how many concurrent requests can process in parallel. So I still have Kronk as a gatekeeper, not allowing you to use, this is what we did differently though. There's only one model instance now, right? Before I had you create, if you said two,
Yeah,
you
then
created two models,
yes.
right?
I remember that.
Not anymore. Now there's just one model. And then we control how many, so we still have at the Kronk level, the gatekeeping, but people can use the model directly too. So it will support that if you go right to the model and queue it, but everything's sort of in line here. So you won't have that, but I'm wondering, yeah, see just one model now. You'll never have two models anymore. Even on this side, we won't. Well, on the multimodal anyway, now I just got rid of that idea. So that number can't be greater than one or you have problems. And I think we even check it at some point for the multimodal.
Okay.
Until we can fix this. Okay. So looks like Dave got back to me here. Okay, Dave, what do you say? So Dave says, you already have a working vision example and auto. Yes, I do. Both use that. The multimodal path uses this with sequence hard-coded. Plan for providing multimodal works. Create a combined multimodal example. Send an image and audio in the same request. Model supports both. Or send multiple images in sequence. This proves media paths work end to end. Send image one, get response image two, prove constellation never works. Okay, so this is the problem. I'm not sure it fully did what I wanted. Would require, this is what comes up all the time.
These my binding changes.
Okay, so I want to ask it. See, this was the question I wanted to ask it. All right, I'm using this function. I know I'm using this function. Why are you not finding this function? This function is in the, it's in this path because you need to, no, let's go chat. Prepare media context. It's got to be in here. I remember the call quite specifically. I don't know why we can't find it. All right. This is weird. There isn't a lot of calls with this package, so maybe we're not using it. Maybe when we did a refactoring. Oh, here it is.
There it is. Yeah.
Why couldn't we find this? Oh, maybe I spelled this wrong. Helper. There. That's weird, isn't it?
Huh.
Okay. Anyway. Here it is right here. Okay. Let me get rid of this for a second. So we have this path here. And this path is the process input tokens. And when we know it's media, we do this call here. And for sure, Ron put a mutex in here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I already have this. I already have two. I don't care about that. This one I care about. So a sequential multimedia. I already have number one. Look, I want example like we did for text inference. I'm going to rename that. Just verify we know how the ISMA/Llama CPP APIs work. Now, I know we can't use because of the mutex, but can we write the code so can we write our own version of helper eval chunks? That function does the following. We can write our own version. This is a helper function that does all that stuff, right? And because of the mutex, it's hurting us.
I haven't seen that before.
What did he do? He fell?
No, the agent.
Oh, it's asking me. It wants to hit the man, I'm using money. I thought I gave it already permissions to do this.
I think it did. There it is.
Yeah. You can see here I'm spending money. Yeah, I just topped off recently.
Huh.
I don't think it had rights. See?
But we've been doing this the last couple.
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought it was reaching out and doing this like similar searches.
It was. I gave it rights to read my repos and stuff. But now it's just looking on disk. I should have double checked those settings. See, it found, the thing is that it found, oops. I should update the hybrid group ESMA code here, since it likes to read it. All right. Ooh, we can fork ESMA, use a local replacement directory, add. What might be good is I had a fork of ESMA, but if I did the fork, I can then give it to Ron.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do the following. I need my Ardan Labs fork. I'm not really good at all this stuff, so Ardan Labs.
The slash.
Oh, I thought I had one already. Thought I had an ESMA already because I was doing some stuff. Maybe I got rid of it. Okay, cool. So let's just do this then. We'll go here. I'm going to create a fork. Put it under Ardan Labs. There it is. Copy main branch only. Create a fork. Okay. Now let's come back on disk. There's Ardan Labs. Git clone. Okay, I now have a fork of ESMA. So, okay, so I created a fork of ESMA at this location. Let's add the FFI wrappers in. Then I can submit this as a PR.
Yeah.
Actually, I could probably give Ron the PR for the other thing that's broken. Ooh. Maybe we should do that too. I can give Ron these PRs. Shit, with the agent like this, we could do the Whisper FFI stuff ourselves too.
And just give him the PR with everything kind of working.
What is going on here?
What?
Why is this chat showing up?
Because this is a fork.
I know, but I turned this off. This is not AMP. This is like Copilot, isn't it?
That?
Yeah, look.
Oh.
It's not supposed to be here. What did Copilot do? They turn themselves back on after I shut it off? Those guys are assholes. That's crazy, bro. Oh, shoot. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I was in the middle of doing work. Damn it. Oh, it looks like it finished just in time.
Next step.
Okay, hold on. How do I turn off?
Maybe yeah, up there. Maybe
I don't know why it's
the
on
three
anymore.
dots.
I turned it off before.
Maybe right clicking on the chat itself up there. Like hide. Yeah, there we go.
Oh man, that's crazy. But I need to turn it off. So turn off Copilot in VS Code. I don't even need it running, bro. I just want to.
Disable.
Or go to settings. Search.
Yeah, so settings. And then Copilot. You already have it disabled.
What do you see?
Right here. Oh wait, no, you have to check it. Yeah. Check mark that. Now it's disabled. Yeah, it's gone here now. It's gone from there.
Dude, I can't believe they turned that back on. What is this one? They should shut everything off though, right?
Yeah, that I guess that's like their global disables and hide built-in AI features, yeah.
Okay. That's crazy, bro. Cray.
Can uninstall the extension too.
Okay, let's see what happened here. Okay, so whatever. Ron has linter issues, but I'm not dealing with that. All right, so, oops. Okay, so we now have these two APIs.
What's the video?
Okay, need to create a PR for Yzma. What can I use for the title and description?
I do that so much with the agent to give me the title and description for a PR.
All right, so there we go. This is my fork. Oh, I got to commit it back first of all. What is it? Multimodal support for parallel calling. Git push. Okay. Now I should be able to create a PR or whatever. Right. Create a pull request. Let's see what our agent said to do. PR title.
Have you used the one that's built in, this one, before?
No.
It does the same sort of deal.
don't do this very often, so why? That's weird, isn't it? It's almost like there's sometimes when this kind of stuff is happening, I just open up text edit, which you're not seeing right now. Oh, that copy
It's
is
just
not
not.
working at any level.
It's just not copying.
I see.
There should be. Is there no copy on hover? Huh.
Copy markdown.
There we go. So copy now.
Oh, there we go. All right. Maybe then I can do the same thing here. Copy markdown. No.
Oh, nope. Huh.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's create the pull request. Okay, so now I got a pull request in there for it looks like Flarn.
That was an hour ago. So while we've been on the show.
Yeah, I was gonna do this, but now Flarn's already done it. Nice, Flarn.
64. Cool.
Sweet. So Flarn's got a PR already in for that. And now we have a PR in for that. Okay. Uninstall extension. Oh,
From
actually,
Copilot.
that's pretty smart. Okay, this is Kronk. Okay, so this is our Isma. This is our Kronk. How do I have the extension on? Oh, I know what happened.
The code spaces.
When I had to install the code spaces, it brought it back in. Okay. And I can't uninstall that. So I'll deal with that later. Oh, this stuff gets now complicated with different companies using
So
different
much.
stuff. All right. That was smart, Fabio. Now it all makes sense to me. Okay. So we now have the support we need, right? We'll have to update our Go mod though to reference that code change. Now, the problem is that this is not where the code is. The code that we need is in, so let me just double check with it. I think the replace directive is wrong. It needs to, oh no, it's right because it's in the Ardan ecosystem. So it's just .zima.
Yeah.
So what this will do is now use the new code that we just changed. It's right. Okay.
But eventually you're gonna change that.
Well, once I get the fix, then we get rid of that. Yeah. Okay. Now we can do step 2. Okay. Please create the example now.
Nice.
This is great, bro. It's great. So then we'll have this example. New example. And then Florin fixed it. Let me also tell Ron I added this new. I don't know why GitHub is so slow. Added this PR to support multimodal with parallel calls. All right, let's see where we're at. It's starting to do that, but
CP.
for an example.
It's crazy seeing like the live price counter on this on AMP.
I know, dude. I'm gonna spend like $2,000 this year. I already told Ed. I said it's gonna be like $2,000, but I don't care because it's just making me so productive, and we can build this product out. I don't need to hire another dev to sort of do it. I can
Yeah.
move, even not working 40 hours a week on it.
Yeah.
Man, this video, the last two videos have to be. I watched the last video. You could tell I was all congested. But
I'm in the same boat today. Today's been the
whatever,
worst one.
dude. I mean, is what it is, man. Everybody's sick, so
It's just that time of the year. Even all the guys at PG, everybody's all
everybody's
messed
sick.
up too.
Everybody's sick. I got it a little bit earlier than everybody else, which maybe is a good thing. Oh yeah, I did take my antibiotic. I got one more tonight. It's my last antibiotic. That's Sudafed, though. You got to get it over the counter.
Yeah, that
That's the
helped.
one you want. They put it over the counter because there's a drug in it that people are using to make like street drugs.
Oh,
So it's you don't need a prescription, but they don't leave it on the shelf.
really? I didn't
So
know.
there's a card in CVS, and you go to the pharmacist, and then they'll sell it to you. If you don't look like you're high as a kite,
Yeah.
and you're only allowed to have the one box, and it's in the system. So I bought that box under Allie's name. So if we need it again, I have to buy it. She can't buy it.
Oh, so it's like they limit
It's
it.
like they're
Yeah.
controlling it.
Huh. I didn't know that.
But that's the box you want because that's got that special
It's got the special stuff.
drug in it. All right. It looks like we got a program that we can play with. Why do they do this?
The eCam preview. Yeah.
So once I have this working program, then later today, if I can have one path for this, it's just the best. Okay, let's see. Compiles. I don't know if it runs, but let's review it first.
That's sort of, I love like that style of like development, how you're kind of doing like an example program, get it working, and then okay, integrate it once you know what it should look like for the most part.
Yeah, because then I could tell the model, here's a working example.
Do this, and that's
This
what
is working. This is what we need. Give me a plan. And then I give it a plan where I can either run the tests or run my sample program at every step.
Yeah.
So I know when it breaks. And it's not one big.
Just here's everything. Yeah.
I just doing the same development I've always done, but with the agent.
And that's what it's good at too, is taking like a template or something, you know, the more structured sort of input you can give it,
Okay,
better
so
it's going to do.
we load a model and we'll create that. We do that. All this looks familiar to me. We do this. What is this function?
Port vision.
Dude, I didn't know this function existed.
Huh.
What the hell?
Whether the current model supports vision. Oh.
What the hell? Let me ask it a question. Would you like to open the repositories? Leave me alone. Okay. I have to start another thread for a second. I didn't know this existed. Dave, I didn't know this API existed. How does it work, and will it work for audio as well? Dude, I didn't know that function existed.
But that's from Yzma. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's part of Llama CPP.
Oh.
Anything that Yzma is giving me is a Llama CPPs.
Yeah, Yzma's the mapping, basically, right?
I need to use this. I've been checking to see if there's a projection file.
Oh, there it is. Yep. A projection file.
They take a context, they call the underlying C. Okay, so, dude, I know this is, I'm getting sidetracked here, but okay, so in the chat, streaming function, I've been using the existence of a, not even done here, is it? The existence of a PRG file to determine some of this, but it would be nice to sort of gatekeep right at the, it'd be nice to, what would it be nice? It would be nice to use these functions when a, and a sort of is provided to, well, is it important though? See, when I'm given a projection file, then I know I can work with media. You need that. There's no way around it. If it's not there, you can't do it. And I've done other checks to see if there's media in the request. But I think it would be nice to, here in the chat streaming, right? I don't even use the project file here until the job is batched. Oh no, yeah, prepare media. So maybe in prepare media, detect media content. Yeah. So how do I say this? Okay, so I am wondering, Dave, if we don't add checks to the chat streaming for when a proj file is provided to verify the model supports, say, vision or audio. I won't know which one we are actually doing at the time. Maybe a separate function. But the problem is that we need an MTMD, and I won't get an MTMD until, oh no, I need this. So it's going to have to be in the load. Maybe in the load proj file, we can add these checks. What do you think first? It would be good to maybe do some checks in here. I already have the detect media content call in the flow. Yeah. Actually, say so. The pre-media context function already calls detect media content. But this tells us that given a proj file, we should have media of some kind, right? This new check then would validate the model actually supports it. I like using it as a sounding board too sometimes.
Yep.
So instead of doing it in the load, he wants to do it here. Detect media content, return the media type. After load, validate. So do we think it's better in prepare or? Yeah, because this is supposed to return. I feel like it's better. Why not put this code in? I don't know. I don't know. This function's already kind of big. Hitting that button a lot. No, okay. So, oh no, let's go with your idea and let's see what happens.
Yeah. I was doing this same sort of thing this morning, just like bouncing ideas and figuring stuff out. And okay, put this change in and see how it looks.
And now it's going to change this. You know, this is working. I have to be really careful here because I needed to also know if it was in an OpenAI format because it requires extra conversions.
Huh.
I just don't know if it's important to know if it's audio or. Hmm. So let's see what they did here. Let's see if this is really important. Detect media content. I get a media type. Media type is not none, and the projection file is empty. Right. Then I have a projection file. I load it. We've identified that the media type is vision. Does it support vision? If it's audio, does it support audio? Now, we have the concept of video too. Oh, video would be vision, I guess. Okay, that's fair. Okay. And then everything else stays the same. So we've got media types now. You have a detect media type. It knows how to do all this shit, bro. I don't know any of that shit. And then we've got tests. So we got to do a couple things now with this. So all that changed was the media file, which is fine, and the chat file only changed here. Okay. So let's do the following real quick. Let's run make example vision first. So make sure that didn't break. Dude, just stand up and get it out of your system, bro.
Yeah.
Audio. That's why I keep getting up, man, because you gotta get it out. Okay, so that didn't break anything. And let's just run the full test suite. All these little things just make it more solid, you know, and more.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to fold that up so you get extra padding.
Yeah.
We're teaching everything here. Everybody's sick. But you just got to stand up and get it out.
Crazy. They usually don't get sick.
No, I don't either, bro, but everybody's getting this one, so don't feel bad.
Like twice in like 2 months.
Same thing.
And
Same thing.
I feel like I went like 2 years without getting sick.
Same thing.
And now I
Don't. It's like weird. Okay, let's see here. Those functions are not the reason for the failure. I have some time we're gonna. Okay, cool. Yeah, but my PR is not for the failure. Trying to implement parallel inference with the multimodal. Have parallel inference working with text right now. Okay, if all that passes, then I'm going to commit these changes without the add. So some better sort of image, better vision and audio detection. Let's just wait. Wait, Bill. Wait. Wait for it.
shut down.
Ron's going to work on ESMA stuff now. I'm going to have to get Ron on the payroll a little bit. My fan is on.
I hear it. It's crazy to me when that fan kicks on because that machine's like insane.
I know, but now I'm really pushing it. And I got to run these tests in more parallel. I think I added the parallelism to the test when I run it locally. Yep. So it's running tests in parallel, but I kind of control it anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't need this. Let's see. Okay, they passed. Okay, let's get back to where we were here. We now have this example here. Let's see what happens. So he's using the vision model. Let's take a look at the example program. So, oh yeah, that's when I got distracted. Sorry. Reload the image. Sorry, hold on a second.
Your turn. Your turn now.
My time is right. Everybody's like, Billy, you shouldn't be having a show. Go to bed. Okay. We tokenize it. The models don't know some of the new Go syntax. Process each chunk manually with an explicit sequence ID. This is what we need here. So there's a loop using a sequence ID. Looks like it's running serially these though. All right. And then, so all this is testing is, we're doing it with different sequence IDs. Oh, let me ask a question. Okay. Okay. So this proves that we can. Let me do this first. Okay. Let's do the following. I moved the example to. Please take note, Dave. Okay. I already did. Let's run it. Cry, baby, cry. Let your mother sigh. Okay, let's give it all this output. Now, when you get a stack trace like this, the go routine that actually traced is the first one. So you don't have to worry about giving it anything else below it. Okay? Just got to give it the first stack trace. Okay, you are not going to be happy, Dave. We have a panic. We have a panic. Shoot. Come on, we only got about half an hour. Let's stay alive.
We gotta push through.
Stay alive for half an hour, man.
Push through.
Okay, Dave.
Dave is the only one not sick.
Dave's the only one not sick. I'm going to ask Dave, why is he the only one not sick? Right? Until we have example programs that work. You don't have anything.
Dave's thinking for a little while.
Old enough to know better. So cry, Davy, cry, 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 Davy. Next time I say Dave, don't cry. This is right, though. They're just putting in the thing. Let's see. Here we go. Let's find one of ours. That's chunky stuff. Line 28. Didn't even get that far.
The crash is an input chunk get token step. The C.
Let's see.
Ooh.
The C function exposes size T, which is a 64-bit on ARM, but we're passing it in. ESMA fork. Oh, that means we're going to have to update our. Maybe I put the PR in too soon. Okay, let's do at least. If it runs, then we got to update our PR. Let's see. We're assuming that we got the latest code. Where's ESMA? So, I don't know. Sometimes that's not the right way to go. That's the right way to go. Let's see. Dave, you're not going to be happy.
That one was like immediate.
This time, let's see. Line 28 It goes to line 165. Yep. Here.
Uh-huh.
Old enough to know better. You see, it went right to where we were. This is the change he made.
Yep. That was 32.
Yeah, that was the change he made. So this is blowing up. We don't have this right yet. Old enough to know better.
But chunk get ID. If I read the pointer value or passing the address, not a pointer.
I'm glad it understands this stuff.
Address.
Okay. I made code changes. Oh, Ron has a fix.
Oh.
Oh, okay. All right, sweet. I'll try them soon. Okay, that means I can switch to this branch at some point and try them. But we're in this world right now, so let's just finish it. You're not doing a good job, Dave. Oh, you got a little farther. You got a little farther, Davey. Okay. All right, Dave. Dave, all right. All right. You got past that issue. Now we have a new crash. See, you got chunking.
Wonder why it can't like run it.
It can a lot of times, but
It'll just
I
run
always
it
tell
away.
it sometimes I want to run it because I have the parameters set and all that. But plus,
okay.
if he's running it, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, that's true. It'll just keep going boom.
Yeah, I don't want it. That's what that Ralph thing does, right?
Yeah, it kind of like runs things.
Okay, 228. You know, like he never follows the go idioms. 220. Oh, that's weird. Why would 228 be a place to blow up?
Huh.
Shoot, I think I can do the whisper stuff like this. It'll cost a lot of money, but oh man, see, this is my big problem with this. Now I'm at like
No,
81% of the context.
So you
So
gotta do a new
that
chat.
happened to me yesterday, and I had to like ask it for a summary
Yeah.
to sort of start over.
And that's part like that I keep forgetting what it's called.
Context window?
No, that new what we were talking about. Ralph. That Ralph thing. It starts a new chat for every like micro task. That's like part of it.
We're getting farther.
8. What the characters?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it's not doing things really well. But it got farther. All right. So before I give it this, all right. So we are running out of context window, Dave, to start a new thread. The program is still crashing, but in a different way. Just give me a summary for a new thread. This is as big as the context window, Dave. Okay. Oops. Let me take this. Start a new thread.
Boom.
And starting a new thread because we ran out of our context window. Please review. Okay, none. I'm gonna give it pretty close though. Oh, it ran it anyway. All right.
Corrupted. Oh.
Old enough to know better. So cry, baby, cry. I did a lot of this yesterday trying to get it integrated. What are you crying about, Max?
I'm sure those
Is
are
Mom
kind of bad
home?
code too. Oh.
Okay. Oh, see, now it's running it. I'm gonna run it too. I want to see what happens. I mean, Chinese is not good.
Where is that coming from?
Just the tokens are off, right?
So
So when we translate the tokens,
it's interesting.
at some point I have to just say stop and almost feel like I have to start over sometimes.
Yeah.
Because we're in a bad loop and it's just costing me money.
Exactly. It's just not good.
If it gets it right the first couple times, you're good. If not, oh, and we got rid of the Chinese. It still doesn't tell us that we have a giraffe, but this he got some. He must be 8 the first few parts of the.
Yeah, we got nothing.
All right, so Ron has a fix that could fix, which means that I can pull down. Oh, that's right. I got to push that back. Oh, that's the Ardan. I got to switch Kronk to use Ron's. So I would do the same thing I'm doing now, but I'd point it here and I'd switch to yeah, I don't need these anymore. Branch minus D. but I don't know when I brought up his MTB CB eval. I don't see that in here. Huh. It's weird. Oh, is this one from... Unless he already merged it.
Merged. Yep.
He merged it already, right? Oh yeah, merged.
Yep.
So it's already in main. Okay, so then I can, once we get through this in the next 10 minutes or something, this is starting to cost me too much money. And I have no idea what M rope means at any level. So if it doesn't work after this, I'm going to put this one on hold. We'll finish the show here, and then I'm going to go back and make sure the other thing works, and then continue sort of to play with this. But, you know, this is life in the big city now. Let's see what it can do. But this is cool because it knows how to do all this stuff. I've been wanting to add Whisper. I have a big roadmap in front of me right now, though, but the performance stuff has been
Whisper is for like the
translation of audio to like, yeah.
to text.
Yeah.
Transcripts or
Yeah, I'd love to add Whisper to this, Whisper models. That would be another path, right? But that's a whole nother, like, that's not Llama CPP. That's a whole nother set of,
Oh, really? It's
that's
like
the
a
Whisper
different.
APIs, but they're in C++. I don't know, like Ron manually did all this FFI. Like I couldn't do this myself. I wouldn't even want to anymore. Whoa, just added a bunch of
That is a
code.
lot.
It's getting complicated.
I get like nervous when I start seeing big blocks.
But remember, when I add this, I'll add this as a separate path.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to affect the stuff that works. And then
Whoa.
so this multimedia stuff's complicated, man, to try to run in parallel. And most people aren't going to be using Cronk for that anyway. They're going to be using it for the text inference. So
Is it really worth the sort of dev time?
yeah, that's the question, you know.
Or would you pay for that? That's the
But you know, my problem now is that when, what happens when the image is in the context history and you're constantly sending it back, right? You don't want to have images in a chat situation because then you'll never be able to use the like the moment you have an image and you're doing a long chat, that has to get processed again and again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
You almost really want to make sure you're not doing it.
I don't know how to
Okay, stop.
and it just interrupts it immediately.
Yeah.
It doesn't like.
We're going to get back to this later. All right. So we could do one more thing in the next 6 minutes that we have here. All right. Let's do one thing in the next 6 minutes. Let's change our Go mod file to not point here, but to point here. Let's do this again. Okay. So now I'm pointing to this. Okay.
Yep.
we're going to try to run this vision again. And I'm going to change. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay. So it should pull the latest version of Llama CPP. Let's see what happens. Make example vision. Let's see, Ron. It's downloading 7744. Ah, it's working.
Nice.
Okay. I'll let Ron know. Okay. Everything is working again against main. So now what I have to do is I have in here a go get, I think. Man, I should leave it in the make file. Oh, go get. Yeah. So if I run this, then this will bind me. I don't need this anymore. This will bind me now to that commit. And then what will happen is, why is everything red? Oh, because of the other changes that no.
Why is that a response?
Let me reload this. The only thing that should break.
Huh.
Oh.
What changed?
I would expect this to break because we needed some APIs.
Llama.
But none of this should have broke. Oh. Wait a second. No. What's going on? Why is this happening when I did this? I'm now using latest in main. I'm super confused. Come on. Oh, maybe I didn't do a go mod tidy. That's why. All right. I didn't do a go mod tidy.
There it is.
Okay. So this obviously won't work right now without the code changes we made. But what I want to do now is leave this in here. I want to go to my defaults package. Just keep that empty for now. So,
and when it's empty, it goes to the latest?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make sure that audio works. Guess Ron needs some new tests. Good. We do that. All right, so we're back. All right. All right, so we're done with the show today. You saw another day of leveraging the agents to get us working code that we need.
Yep.
I spent about $20 today, and I don't have a multimodal imaging thing, so I don't know if I want to spend any more money on that today. I have to look at where we're at in that thread and be smarter about it. But at least by the end of the show, we have a fix for the llama changes. And I'm going to tell Ron to hold off on my PR until I have it working. Let's at least do that.
Set it as a draft.
How do you do that?
Convert to draft. Right there. Oh,
I didn't even know that was there, bro. Let's see.
I do that all the time.
Oh.
That way you just have like a thing and it just like if someone has to review your PR, you can just put it there so they can all see it and get a link to it, but you're still working in there.
Oh. Dude, I had no idea that was even there. It'd be nice if it said, oh, it does say draft here.
Yep.
Okay, that's perfect. Dude, I didn't even know it was there. So you taught me something today. Sweet. Oh, I didn't even show everybody that we were doing drafts. So there was a draft button. Anyway, all right, we're done for today. Appreciate everybody hanging out. The video's there, and we'll see everybody again next week.